The Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you're from, has aged like fine wine. With pixel-perfect graphics, thumping chiptune soundtracks, and some of the most creative gameplay of its era, the Genesis still holds up incredibly well today. Whether you're revisiting classics or diving in for the first time, 2025 is a perfect time to explore these iconic gems, so plug in that controller, fire up your console or emulator, and let's dive into the top 10 Sega Genesis games you should be playing in 2025. Streets of Rage 2. This game is the gold standard for 16 beat-em-ups. From its slick visuals to its fluid animations and ridiculously good soundtrack by Yuzo Koshiro, Streets of Rage 2 isn't just nostalgia, it's legitimately an amazing game design. The character variety, Axel's brutal uppercuts, Blaze's elegance, Max's sheer power, and Skate's agility offer tons of replay value. So why should you play it in 2025? It's perfect for couch co-op, and its flow rivals modern indie brawlers. Many fans even prefer it to Streets of Rage 4, which shows just how well it's aged. Phantasy Star IV, The End of the Millennium. Set in the science fantasy world, Phantasy Star IV combines the advanced tech with ancient mysticism, creating a truly unique atmosphere. The plot is surprisingly deep, with themes of loss, identity, and legacy. It introduced macros to streamline combat, allowing custom combo attacks that were revolutionary for the time. But why should you play it in 2025? This is the Genesis RPG crown jewel. Its comic-style cutscenes feel modern, and unlike many early RPGs, it respects your time with brisk pacing and engaging encounters. Shinobi III, Return of the Ninja Master. This isn't just a ninja game. It's a ninja ballet. With tight controls, acrobatic wall jumps, and fast-paced swordplay, Shinobi 3 delivers cinematic action that flows like water. Levels are packed with variety, horseback riding, surfing, and even boss fights atop crumbling mechs. But why should you play it in 2025? Still one of the smoothest feeling 2D action games out there. If you like The Messenger or Katana Zero, this is their grandfather, and it holds up beautifully. ToeJam and Earl. Earth has never been so weird. Two aliens crash land and must recover their ship parts across randomized levels filled with bizarre Earthlings. From crazy dentists to maniacal mailboxes, its hip-hop inspired beats and laid-back vibe make it feel like a playable cartoon. But why should you play it in 2025? It's basically a roguelike co-op game before roguelikes were a thing. Chill, hilarious, and genuinely replayable. In today's indie scene, it would be a cult classic. Gunstar Heroes. This is Treasure's first game, and what a debut. It's bursting with creativity, weapon combinations, screen-shaking explosives, inventive bosses like the shape-shifting Seven Force, and a constant barrage of spectacle. Every level is distinct, every second is exciting. But why should you play it in 2025? It feels like a playable anime. Modern running guns wish they had this much imagination. A must-play if you love Cuphead, Metal Slug, or just over-the-top arcade action. Castlevania Bloodlines. This isn't your typical Castlevania. It's grittier, bloodier, and feels like Konami wanted to test the Genesis limits. It has two protagonists, John and Eric, unique stage design across Europe, and some incredible technical effects, like rotating towers and melting monsters. But why should you play it in 2025? If you love gothic horror, retro vibes, and satisfying whip-cracking gameplay, Bloodlines is peak Castlevania, and it's easier to play than ever thanks to the Anniversary Collection. Echo the Dolphin. Yes, you're a dolphin, but this is no kiddie game. You fight aliens, travel through time, and explore the mysteries of Earth's ocean. The ambient soundtrack and surreal visuals give it an otherworldly tone, like Journey meets Subnautica in 2D. But why should you play it in 2025? It's difficult, cryptic, and oddly meditative. If you want a unique, atmospheric experience with puzzle elements and exploration, Echo is surprisingly modern feeling. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is where Sonic truly became Sonic. The introduction of the spin dash changed everything. The levels are bigger, faster, and more layered. Tails joins the fray, co-op becomes an option, and the music is timeless. Chemical Plant Zone alone is iconic. But why should you play it in 2025? It's still arguably the most complete 2D Sonic experience. Whether you're a lifelong fan or new to the franchise, Sonic 2 is pure platforming joy. Contra Hard Corps. This is Contra turned up to an 11. Multiple characters, wild weapons, massive mechs, and branching story paths give this game tons of replayability. It's hard, like controller snapping hard, but fair and rewarding once you master it. But why should you play it in 2025? Perfect for Twitch streams, challenge runs, and co-op chaos. It's the most metal game on the Genesis, and a badge of honor for anyone who beats it without cheating. Earthworm Gem. Earthworm Gem isn't just funny, it's technically impressive. The animation was groundbreaking for the time. The level design is clever and full of surprises, and the humor is just offbeat enough to feel fresh even now. Levels like What the Heck and For Pete's Sake are legendary for their weirdness and creativity. The music, the art, the voice clips, it's like the developers threw the rulebook out the window and made some magic. But why should you play it in 2025? With so many indie games trying to be quirky or nostalgic, Earthworm Gem proves that charm and polish can coexist with chaos. Still one of the most unique platformers ever made. Before we end this off, let's go ahead and take a look at some honorable mentions. First up, Ristar, which a tragically underrated platformer with great mechanics and charming visuals. There's also Rocket Knight Adventures, Jetpack Knights, Pig Armies, and just pure imagination. Aladdin, stunning sprite work and fluid animation. This version was made by David Perry, not Capcom. And then we have Musha, one of the best shoot-'em-ups of all time. That's if you can find it. The Genesis was more than a 90s rival to the Super Nintendo. It was a playground of innovation. These 10 games show just how much creativity and raw gameplay brilliance lived on that black 16-bit beast. In 2025, with modern remasters, collections, and emulation tools, there's no excuse not to revisit this legendary library. Let me know, what's your favorite Genesis game of all time, and did it make the list?